Hi all, welcome to ArohiTech in Hadoop series. So in our last session, in our last lecture, we have discussed about a little bit of the concepts like how HDFS is forming, like name node plus data node. So that deals with name node and data node. So the data can be stored across all the data nodes or multiple of nodes by the help of name node. As name node will give the safeguard, will give the path where to store and from where to read the data to the client so that the client can directly read and write from the Hadoop cluster. And today we'll discuss about little bit other things. Okay, so this is name node, this is the master machine. Okay, and these are the, you can say, slave machines. Name node, this is data node, I can say today, and data node, this one also data node. Slave node, data node, worker node, all are same. Okay, and this one we'll discuss about that now. So we can achieve high availability by introducing the replication factor. So each block will be replicate 3 times, means 3 copies. Okay, 3 copies will be maintained in the cluster across the cluster. That is the default replication factor 3. You can configure it, you can make it 4 copies, 5 copies, and you can make it 1 copy as well. That depends upon the situation, but by default the replication factor is 3. So I can have the blocks, okay, 3 copies, 3 blocks will be there in any moment of time. Okay, so this is my file A of 100 MB. Okay, and it is divided into 2 blocks. Already we discussed that one. Okay, I'm not putting down uh, the MB here, just I can make it 2 blocks. Okay, and this is my client machine. This is the client. Okay, it has the machine system. It is the first point of contact to the name node. Now what we'll discuss today is, suppose, okay, name node, due to name node only we can access the data. Without name node, can we access the data? The answer is no, because it has only the metadata. Okay, the name node keeps the metadata. Where it keeps the metadata? Only keeps in the system RAM. Which system RAM? Name node's system RAM. So metadata is present now in the system RAM. Why? For the faster access. For the faster access. So if my name node goes down, how can I mitigate the issue? Is my data is accessible? I cannot access the data because without metadata, the data cannot be traced. Even though we can have the fully data, we can have the all the data is present in the data node, but without name nodes metadata, it is impossible to read and write the data, because it has all the information that is called index. Okay, the index or metadata information will be stored inside the system RAM for the faster access, as well as it will stores in the hard disks. Okay, so if my name node goes down, suppose my name node goes down due to some reason. Okay, due to some reason, so what will happen? So this is, I'm talking about Hadoop 1.x. Okay, we have not introduced still the Hadoop 2.x. 2.x will be some other classes we'll discuss after completing of the Hadoop 1.x. So name node having the metadata, and due to some reason it went down. Okay, due to some reason, maybe network issue, maybe the hard disk crashed, or the motherboard crashed, or system having some issue. So can I get access? I cannot access my data. So this is a very big problem, right? So to mitigate that issue, initially, what they another master machine came into the picture, that is called secondary name node. Okay, it is a secondary name node. So what is the purpose of the secondary node? It is the checkpointing system. It is the checkpointing system, or it can copy. What is checkpointing? It will copy the metadata from the name node. Okay, so it is not a hot backup. it is the cold backup in every 1 hour. Okay, if in every 1 hour it will contact to the name node and it will do the checkpointing. So every 1 hour secondary name node will do checkpointing. Okay, so what is checkpointing? Checkpointing means in after 1 year, that is the default schedule. Okay, that is the default schedule. So in every 1 hour it will do the checkpointing, means it will contact to the name node saying that, hey name node, I wanted to copy your metadata, please give me. So the all the metadata will be copied to the secondary name node. Okay, so now the metadata is present in the secondary name node. So whatever the metadata is present in the name node, it would be with the secondary name node. Now my name node goes down. So can I access the data? No, I cannot access the data, but I can fix the issue of the name node and I can copy the I can copy the metadata from the secondary name node. If the name node's metadata is corrupted, then it is useful. So it is not a hot backup, it is a cold backup. So in case of some issue in the name node, it can copy name node's metadata, it can copy from the secondary name node's metadata. Okay, and suppose this is having some issue and we cannot fix it at this particular point of time. So what I'll do, I can make this secondary name node as a name node. Okay, I can do some configuration changes and I can make it as a name node. And obviously there is a connectivity always. Okay, before also it should be the connectivity okay, with the secondary name node as well. So when the secondary name node, I can make some configuration changes and I can make it a name node, then only I can access all the data from the data node and the client can able to access all the data. So this way the secondary name node came into the picture. So here the one more point is, in every 1 hour secondary name node will do the checkpointing. Suppose now it has done the checkpointing when, now suppose 10 o'clock, it 10 a.m. it it has it has completed its checkpointing, means 10 o'clock 10 a.m. the secondary name node contacted to the name node and it has done its checkpointing. All the metadata is copied to the secondary name node. So when the next checkpoint, the next checkpoint will be 11 a.m. Okay, so before that, suppose before reaching to 11 a.m., suppose maybe 10:45 10:45 a.m. the name node goes down, or the name node having some issue. So what will happen, it is not coming up and it is corrupted or something happened to the name node. So at 10:45 it has corrupted, something happened. So second name node will try in 11 a.m. saying that, okay, saying that to it will contact to the name node and to do the checkpointing. But now at this particular point of time name node is not available or it is having some issue. So at this point of time, up to 10:45 it has collected the data. Okay, up to 10:45 it has collected data, means all the operations, read, write, all those things and metadata updation will be happen up to 10:45. But the data is there with the name node, but the second name node is trying to do the checkpoint at 11 a.m., but it is unable to contact to the name node. So I can lose the data. Okay, I can lose the data up to 10:45 a.m. How much? From 11 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 10:45 a.m., whatever the changes happened in the name node's metadata, that cannot be copied, that cannot be updated, or that cannot be copied to the secondary name node. So there is a possibility of losing 45 minutes of metadata. So maximum, if you consider after 10 a.m. if the checkpointing has properly happened, and at the same time if the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in between the 1 hour, if exact 11 a.m. something goes wrong with the name node, the maximum possibility I can lose the metadata is like 1 hour. So here 45 minutes, because 45 minutes of data is updated 10 to 10:45, but after that I cannot the name node goes some went wrong, and the metadata checkpointing by the second name node is not happened at the 11 a.m. So the losing of the data 10 to 10:45, how much data is updated by the name node in the metadata, it cannot be copied. So there is a possibility of losing. The maximum is 1 hour you can consider, okay, or 45, exactly 59 minutes you can say, or 1 hour of I can lose the data. So initial days, the business can wait, the business can excuses for 1 hour of data, but nowadays nobody can excuse, okay. They need, all the client they needs their data, and it should be 24 by 7 up and running. So for that reason, secondary name node cannot is not a solution for Hadoop 1.x. So in Hadoop 2.x, another master machine that is called standby name node came into the picture, and it is a hot backup. Means whatever the name node having the data, at the same time we can have the standby name node data. So we can make the standby name node, that is a active passive. So when name node goes down, the standby name node can take over the responsibility, and it can solve the data. So there would be no downtime, there is no inaccessibility of any moment of time. So that can be mitigated in 2.x by introducing standby name node. But here only it is doing the checkpointing. It is not a hot backup, it is a cold backup. So this way I can mitigate the little bit issue by the name when the name node goes down. Okay, that is one point. And second point is here, if my name node RAM, okay, the metadata stores for the faster access. In the same time, it is also copying to the hard disk. If my system RAM, if my system reboots, okay, when my system reboots, what will happen? It will be empty. It will make empty the system RAM. So all the metadata will be lost. So to mitigate that issue, all the information, all the metadata which is stores inside the system RAM, it should be there in the hard disks. So in the system hard disk, the name node's hard disk, the metadata will be stores, and it can swap the data, it can fetch or it can load the data when the name node came back online. So it loaded from the hard disk to the system RAM, and onwards it can swap the data, it can swap the metadata from the system RAM. So this is all about how the name node, if something went wrong, how it can facilitate, or what is the possibilities to to solve the Hadoop cluster by the secondary name node. So secondary name node is doing the checkpointing in every 1 hour. That is the default, but we can configure it as you like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the things you wanted to do, it can do the checkpointing. So other than checkpointing, secondary name node will not do anything else. Okay, if something goes wrong with the system name node's metadata, if it is corrupted, then I can have the copy of metadata in the secondary name node, and that can be copied to the name node, and the cluster can be accessible. Means the data which is present in the data nodes can be accessed, can be fetched by the client, and the read and write operation can be happen in the cluster. So this is all about little bit about the secondary name node and the name nodes metadata, how it can be safeguarded by the secondary name node. Okay, thank you so much. We'll discuss something or further in the next session. Thank you so much.